All right, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off once again taking a look at the Bitcoin chart because I just really wanted to show you how crazy it is that this pattern continues to play out just like it did in 2019. All right, so we'll see if this continues to happen. I mean, look at this. This thing is identical at this point, isn't it? Right? So, like I said, I pulled this from the breakout in 2019. Just kind of laid it over. Pretty much the same thing, give or take. A difference on the time frame. But, like I said, if we continue to get this, expect some more consolidation over the next few months. And I believe ultimately that's just going to lead to an alt season, right? As Bitcoin tails down, consolidates, and then Ethereum breaking out, going crazy. I think Ethereum's going to keep running, going to get close to, like I said, $3,000 before we see any real consolidation, in my opinion. And then I think once we get to that point, we might see some trickle down into the lower cap alts. So like I've said, just go ahead and try to get your positions if you can. Make sure to be patient, sit tight. Not financial advice. This is just my opinion and how I would go about it. Because, like I've said, jumping in and out, chasing the gainers is usually how you're going to lose money, right? Just make sure you've got some exposure to some things that haven't blown up yet. If you can't resist the urge to trade, maybe take some safer plays that you just know are about to go up, like maybe Ethereum, all right? Only one topic really that I wanted to cover today, kind of all ties together. So, Vlad, this is one of the co-founders of Robinhood. He says it's time for T+2 to go. Right? So not many people, at least to my understanding, know what T+2 is here in crypto because we're not used to it, right? We're used to instant settlement, 24/7 trading, right? So there's the crypto world, and then there's the dysfunctional world of the stock market and traditional finance. So Vlad basically goes on to say how, I'll just read a couple of the tweets. So let's check it out. So he said, last week we saw the impact the 2-day trade settlement period has on investors and ultimately the entire American financial system. Clearinghouse deposit requirements skyrocketed overnight. So the narrative is that they're blaming the settlement system now for what happened behind the scenes, which could be true. But a lot of this kind of just leads me once again to believing that this stuff is planned. I mean, you just cannot continue to get so much coincidences that all rhyme or lead or point to moving on to a new financial system, right? So with the beer flu situation and everything that went on in 2020, we had the need, right? Immediate need to print trillions of dollars and send money out all over the world. We need to lock down. We need to shut down businesses. All because of something that has a 99% survival rate. Does that even sound logical? Of course it doesn't. All you got to do is use your brain for about 2 seconds, and any reasonable person can realize that global leaders would not have destroyed their economy like that unless they wanted to. All right. So I believe, just my opinion, that there is a plan here, right? And then I feel like this is yet another piece to the puzzle, right? Because we had the need to print trillions of dollars, all right? So we're going to print the current fiat system into oblivion, destroy that, roll out a new one. That's what I think is coming on, right? And then, of course, because of the supposed stay-at-home orders, we had a mail-in election, and all this had to occur during election year, right? Well, what's going to come out of that? Most likely a new voting system, right? What's the solution? A blockchain-based voting system with digital identities tied to it, right? What's the solution to this money printing? Well, I would assume some kind of digital monetary system, right? Because paper money is dirty, and it will have some kind of stable backing, and cryptocurrencies, both public and private, will be involved. And now we have this Wall Street bets thing. They've just decided randomly to come out of nowhere, and this group is so massive apparently that they are shorting enough to destroy billion-dollar hedge funds, and they just popped up out of nowhere. And now the mainstream narrative, which is coming out of people like Vlad, is that T+2 needs to go away, right? Well, this isn't news, but for those of you that don't know, T+2 is basically how it works right now. You sell a stock on the stock market. You're not allowed to move the money. How it works for 2 days, because it takes 2 days for the money to settle before it's actually yours, right? And the same thing goes for these brokers. They're not allowed to do anything, and then until the settlement clears. So it kind of creates this liquidity crisis. Well, what do we have being developed right now with crypto, specifically Ripple and XRP? What do they call themselves? On-demand liquidity. Wonder where that came from. Just out of nowhere, right? We got this thing on the sideline called on-demand liquidity that's basically been in trial for about 9 years now at this point. Wonder where that came from, why it's here. Do you think it might be part of the plan? Potentially. All right, so I'm not going to read everything he had to say. I basically gave you all my points. I just think that there's a lapse in understanding between the crypto space and traditional finance. In the crypto space, you got a lot of probably younger guys that are fairly tech savvy and innovators, futurists, stuff like that. And then traditional finance, you have all these rules and regulations and limitations essentially that don't mix with the crypto world. But I think a lot of these basically tech nerds, to a certain extent in crypto, don't understand this. They don't know how the traditional system works. So there's that divide, and then you got your Bitcoin maximalists. Let's just move on to that. So you got Bob Lucas, right? If you guys follow this guy, he really knows what he's talking about when it comes to trading and so on. I'm sure this guy's a multimillionaire. He's been doing it for years, and he's just been hammering home Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. I've watched his videos. He always bashes altcoins and so on. But then he came out a couple weeks ago and said this, right? I've been in and out of alts since 2017. Altcoins have made 95% of people poorer. I'm a trader. I don't fall in love with white papers. I go where there's opportunity, and that changes day to week to month. So that's kind of misleading, because I was commenting saying, okay, here you are pitching altcoins now whenever you've been just Bitcoin maximalist forever. But basically I wanted to point this out because I said it has nothing to do with white papers, right? As he's like, oh, I don't chase white papers, I'm not married to them, whatever. I said the financial infrastructure of the world is being rebuilt. The way asset settlement occurs is being reconstructed. None of it will involve BTC. Most people don't know what T+2 means. I know you do. Well, that's going away, and it won't involve BTC, all right? So this was a couple weeks ago, and then the Wall Street bets crap happens, and now we got Vlad calling for T+2 to go away. I'm sorry, guys, but you can't convince me that this is a coincidence at this point. I've been expecting this, right? It's coming. We have all of this new infrastructure being built behind the scenes, and now on the surface, we're having all the reasons to move away from it, right? So the short squeezes, oh, Wall Street or billionaires are losing money out because the system doesn't work. Oh, we got to move to a new system. Well, it seems like we got a new system, right? It's being built behind the scenes. And now, obviously, we have, like I said, this story's coming in the mainstream. So Janet Yellen, the Treasury Secretary, convenes SEC, CFTC, and Fed leaders on the Robinhood question, right? So wondering what happened with Robinhood, why is GameStop shutting down, this and that, whatever. I'm not going to read the whole article, but this guy here on the back end, speaking with Cointelegraph, Ridgway Barker, chair of corporate finance at law firm Withers, noted that Robinhood was in a bind as a broker. Oh, and look at this. Now he says, I could see a world where we have tokenized securities and it doesn't go through a gatekeeper like a broker, said Barker. Maybe DeFi? Robinhood really didn't have a choice except to limit trading. But if you weren't going through a broker, if you were going trader to trader, you would avoid some of those systemic issues. Well, don't we have a now peer-to-peer trading type thing, decentralized exchanges maybe being built? So is this all a coincidence? Or do they just go ahead and create the solution, test it behind the scenes, and then create the problem, disturb the public, and then roll out the solution? I think it's the latter. That's about all I got for today. Important thing to keep an eye on is this Bitcoin dominance chart, right? Like I said, I think I want to see a break and hold above about 55% dominance for Bitcoin. So really below 55% and below for Bitcoin, I think we'll continue to get ate up. And I would not be surprised to see this run continue for the first half of this year. All right, I think alts are the move for a while. My personal opinion. Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.
What is a cashless society? What does it actually mean in a literal or high-level sense?
Money will become like these, relics of a different age, and will only be found in places like this. In other words, hard cash will disappear. It will become electronic, transferred by things like these.
Then Tracy is in Beijing to show us what a nearly cashless society actually looks like. Then, good morning.
Mobile payment transactions in China reached a cumulative total of 277.4 trillion RMB in 2018, ranking #1 in the world, according to the recently released statistical report on internet development in China. As of June 2019, online payment users in the country reached 633 million. The cashless society is now approaching.
When's the last time you paid with cash? Well, chances are cash has taken a backseat to the plastic in your wallet and smartphone pay apps.
Denver 7's Ryan Luby explains the digital pay revolution and why not everyone is on board.
The cashless society, the cashless society.
The cashless society.
The cashless society is now approaching.
The cashless society.